Hey, Sean. So we just wanted to chat through our furnishing budget calculator and show our friends how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so Rebecca and I really put this together based off of the sort of good, better, best model of developing budgets with our clients for furniture and accessorizing projects.
And we kind of took it a step further because a lot of those tended to be static or it required the client to like type in stuff or the designer to type stuff in or add things up. And we wanted it to be a very low barrier to completion.
Absolutely. Like fast, easy, and then also replicatable across all of our client projects. So there's less work to do every time we start something with a client.
Clients, yeah, we'll show you how it works, but we really wanted to be able to either do this ourselves for our clients, or some clients really just want to explore and figure things out. So we just wanted it to be very easy and give them a way to get real numbers, not high pie in the sky, high level budget numbers or
That's
fantasy
true.
numbers, but like, or also like your budget's 20,000. Oh, I forgot to tell you you're going to need to add 40% for freight and install and receiving and all that.
Yes,
So it's all
definitely.
inclusive.
This is really one of those tools that we spend a lot of time making sure it's interactive and very self explanatory. It is meant to be a customer facing tool. So, why don't we share it?
Let's show him, not tell him.
So, when you download the Furnishing Budget Calculator, it's going to first bring you to the first tab of the document. And there's three of them that you'll navigate from. There's sort of the instruction sheet that's meant for your clients. And then there's two versions of the calculator that we'll talk about. But the first page is meant for you to customize with your branding, your logos, and these are the instructions that your clients are going to see every time they open up this document.
Yeah, so you don't have to explain how it all works to them. They can just read four little steps and go from there.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so then the first tab that they go to is the simple calculator. So if you choose to use this one, you can still update this to all your brand standards, colors, logos, and everything, but it has the five example rooms with suggested furnishings and quantities for each category.
The quantities are predetermined or predefined in this
Yep.
version.
And same thing with the price points. These are well-researched price points for retail, entry level, moderate, and then heirloom and above furnishings.
You can change them. There are some instructions on how to do it. There's a point where we don't suggest that you get too into the formulas because they get complicated at a certain level, but there's some basic stuff that if you know how to do any kind of simple formula, like some stuff, it's very easy to do.
Yeah, definitely. It's harder if you are the beginner Google Sheets editor. If you've got some intermediate skills and you can be a little dangerous, you might be able to get through it without a whole lot of problems.
But you could just change that price. Like if you decided your queen bed is a
Hmm.
different price for your basic retail level, you can just type that in and change it.
Exactly. Yeah. So these are really great because it lets clients take the ownership of clicking across the columns. So you can see here that they can select across them, and then the checkboxes remove as they select across. And then it helps update the totals and all the pieces of information in real time. So it's going to update everything for them as they work through. And this is really great just for them to see what their totals are coming to, and they can work with each other, or if it's husband and a wife or spouses, they can kind of in real time get an idea for how it's going to add up.
Yeah, and you were just demonstrating you only want them to click one column per row. So they need to pick one of them. So if it's a queen bed, what investment level do they want to be at? Entry level or moderate or heirloom or retail. So it only lets them choose one.
Precisely. And you have the ability, if you're a designer who's only working with wholesale to the trade sources and you just want to eliminate that retail level price point, you can hide the columns up at the top of the sheet, and it gives you the ability to make those just disappear, but they're still part of it if you do decide you want to use design only or other services that have retail.
Yeah. And so they can go room by room, add it up, and build an entire, most of it, a home and get a full picture of what that might actually cost.
It's always surprising to see what clients pick that they value more or want to save on, but it's just being able to start with the like, this is a realistic number. It's not personal. It's not me trying to convince them of it. They have time to really sit through and think about it without like kind of staring at me. It's not like a standardized test they have to fill out in front of the teacher.
No, yeah, they can do it on their own. So yeah, if they don't want to spend big money on an heirloom rug yet because they have little kids and puppies, then they can choose something lower column.
Exactly. And then you get to customize the sales tax rate. This is just the sales tax rate where I am locally, but you can update the percentages and it will readjust the calculations as you work through those with each of your clients. And you'll see that at the bottom here, it adds on an estimated shipping, receiving, and white glove delivery number plus their sales tax as they work through.
And that's based on a percentage.
Precisely.
What percentage is
We
it?
we put more
25.
details in the instructions on the percentage and how to make adjustments if they need to.
Okay, and then in our recent version, we decided to add another layer to this because we were finding we wanted it in our own workflows with our clients.
Yeah, this is we're calling it the quantities tab. So the first version has pre-suggested quantities like 2 nightstands, for example, or it's just one sofa or one bed. But we know that as you start developing budgets with your clients, you might already know what some of those rooms need really early in a project. And that's where the quantities tab is really helpful. So you're going to pick which one of these tabs to send to your client when you send the spreadsheet. It's not really meant for you to have them fill it out twice. But
No.
it's ideal that you would then just remove one of the tabs when you send them the one and tell them which one they need to fill out.
But you might in this version preload the quantities, like they're going to need 2 sofas to flank a
Mm-hmm.
fireplace, and you're suggesting 3 or 4 table lamps based on the size of the room. You can preload all those quantities and change them.
Right. And the dollar amounts make adjustments for those automatically as you change them. So you can see changing this back from 2 to 1, it adjusts that in the formulas already. So you can kind of preemptively go through if you're, say, planning that bedroom and you're back here in a primary bedroom project and you know that, oh, it's just one lounge chair instead of two. It gets just more customized to your client's exact project that you're thinking of. And we know that that's a big deal, that we're not always working off of the original tab, which has all the suggested quantities. This lets you get a little more specific.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that change because I was kind of manually doing some stuff before that. Now I don't have to.
Yeah. I like that this feels a little bit more high touch of a service too, because you have an opportunity to show them that you're already customizing based on things you may have discussed during the in home consult or their initial questionnaires. So this just definitely feels like it's customized. It's going to take a little bit more time if you're choosing to make all these adjustments as you work. So that's just something that you want to plan for as you're sending them out, is more time to customize versus the simple calculator, which is it's all kind of just preemptively filled out and you go from there.
Yeah, because on the quantities one, you can even add 0, where if they said we're going to keep our bed, then they know you heard them when you put 0. So you're not just giving them a quote for a one
Just
anyway.
like
So
give me more money. Yeah.
yeah, like
I guess
that's exempt now. So
yeah, that's the best part about this new quantities function, is that you get more flexibility with it to adapt it for each project. So this is a really exciting improvement that wasn't available in our past version of this document. That's now only available in our newly relaunched shop. So you'll have this available for you. And we create a new version of this. We make a copy of this spreadsheet for each of our clients. So we have our original one that we update with our brand standards, and it keeps both tabs in these. So that way you can work with whichever one you choose to. And then each time we make a copy of it to use with different clients and different projects. And from there, we edit the copy of that in our Google system. So important to note, this is only meant to be used within Google Sheets. It's not exportable in this format to Excel or
no.
Numbers. So don't expect the same functionality to apply here if you
We're
try to
working
export
on
it.
we're working on it. It's just a little bit complicated. So
Exactly. So we're really excited to have this out for you, hotties, and to be able to show you the increased functionality of the new quantities worksheet, to be able to speed up your client processes and your discovery phases as you work through your decorating projects.
happy budgeting.